Thank you so much for attending my presentation on how one move broke Samurott, and first let's take a look at both Samurott forms. Of all the starters, these two have some of the most mediocre stats. In fact, I go as far as to call them pretty bad. It's slow, not super strong, and while its bulk isn't horrible, it leaves a lot to be desired. Where Samurott makes its money is in the move pool. It gets a ton of strong options, from stab moves like Hydro Pump and Razor Shell to coverage like Mega Horn and Knockoff. Samu even gets Sword Stance, Taunt, and Encore. Their abilities are a mixed bag. Torrent has always been okay, but base Samurott would really appreciate a better ability. Speaking of, Hisui and Samu get Sharpness, boosting its stab moves even further. Base Samurott has been at best okay and at worst bad throughout its lifetime. It started as never used in Gen 5 and would never get any better. Thankfully, it's been okay in these lower tiers. Sword Stance plus Aqua Jet is a potent combo, and with less crazy offensive threats, it has the time to set up and try for a sweep. It can also run Life Orb or Mystic Water to boost its damage even further. Even though its middling stats keep it from the upper echelon, they give it a strong niche as a mixed attacker. It can run those Hydro Pumps and Mega Horns in the same set, and even without tons of investment, it can deal a fair bit of damage. In order to keep Hisui and Samurott from suffering the same fate, Game Freak gave it one of the best moves in Pokemon history, Ceaseless Edge. 65 base power sounds pretty bad, but its secondary effect is fucked up. On hit, it sets a layer of spikes. Considering how omnipotent hazards are, this is completely absurd. Just having access to spikes at all is already amazing. But when you can deal damage while setting up layers, it becomes so much more threatening. It gets even better though. Remember Sharpness, the ability to boost slicing moves by 1.5 times? Well, it turns out that Ceaseless Edge is a slicing move, boosting its damage to knockoff levels. This is frankly nuts and lets Hisui and Samurott throw off extremely strong attacks while supporting its team down the line with hazard damage. Okay, cool, but one move and an ability buff can't bring it that high, right? Well, despite getting a ton of bad weaknesses with its dark type, including the common fairy and fighting, Hisui and Samurott is a solid OU staple. It's one of the best leads in the tier, nearly guaranteeing a layer of spikes in the first turn. Samurott H commonly runs Focus Sash to let it tank a hit, but also lets Choice Scarf to make it faster or even Choice Band. Samu has been excellent since release, doing especially well into tier assholes Gholdengo and Dragapult. It currently has higher usage than Pokemon with crazy stats, sitting above Kyurem, Ting-Lu, Heatran, and Walking Wake. In conclusion, even if a Pokemon has bad stats, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be bad. If Game Freak wants to, they can take you from a PU bottom feeder to one of the best and overused. Thank you so much for watching.